Had to ask. Some guys want to be the man with the money, the cars, all them thick Puerto Rican girls.
Wait, how thick? I have had a long-standing disdain for the conversation around reparations. We all know this. And honestly, it's one of the many topics that I tried not to discuss very often because it's a flat out look at what you've gotten via the welfare state. Look at what all these government programs and handouts has gotten Black America. Nothing but broken homes and fatherlessness, which has reverberated throughout, the community and beyond our community to whereas, MTV had the show Teen Mom and all these other cultures, when they get here and become westernized, they element end up in the mud shark ratchet zone of all different colors, shapes, and sizes. But because I kind of find this chick kind of attractive. I mean, this is just at the face. Like, she has an incredibly pretty face to me. I hate the weave, and you can tell this is a chunky one. But I'm a sucker for a pretty face. She got a pretty face. We gonna run through this all over again. So, guys, without further ado, sis, let the stupid fly.
Just this past week, I saw, I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity, and I was like, I don't know that that's not necessarily a bad idea, but I'd have to think through it a lot. One of the things that they propose is Black folk not have to pay taxes.
Now, guys, where do you think the money for all the government programs that I'm sure these two lovely young ladies applied for, and the grants, and where do you think that money comes from? And when it comes to the black and the red on that, right? Like, if you do you think just collectively as Black America, do you think we've contributed more to that pot, which would put us in the black, or do you think we've contributed less to that pot, which would put us in the red? Now, like my fellow Americans, I too pay my taxes when I what have you. So once again, it's kind of a self-fulfilling, self-defeating concept, because Black Americans pay taxes and we just be spreading our own money amongst ourselves, and not just our own money, but due to that disparity between being in the black and being in the red, just more of, everyone else's money, which in turn makes everything else more expensive. Have you not figured that out over the past few years with the repercussions with the economic repercussions of the pandemic? Are you not getting how that's been playing out?
A certain amount of time, because then again, that puts money back in your pocket, but at the same time, it may not be as objectionable to some people about actually giving out dollars. But obviously,
but that's the thing. We're all in this pot together. White, black, green, blue, purple, and red. And secondly, and this is a point that is constantly brought up, but it deserves to be brought up. When were you ever in chains? And how would this, because Black women, particularly, in our urban spaces, have, gone out of their way in a lot of cases to have, babies from men of other races. What percentage do those little, mixed breeds get, we're too far gone. That's one of the reasons why it's such a ridiculous conversation to have at this point, as far as either cutting out taxes or direct cash payments, because it runs too deep. I don't give a shit about all these different intellectuals and all these different, and all they are communists. That's it. All these people are communists with this wealth redistribution bullshit, when we are so far removed from, the days of slavery. It's fucking infuriating, because all of this should have been deaded and done and dusted when we had a black president. That was supposedly one of the promises of having a black president. But no, like the acceleration of black women into these spaces has just done more to to increase, to fan the flames of racial animus and racial, and that racial divide than really at any point during the course of my lifetime. And I'll remind you guys, I got here in 81.
Then you start dealing with the different tax brackets and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that, we argue the reparations make sense, because so many black folk, not only do you owe for the labor that was stolen and killed and all the other things, right? But the fact is, like, we end up being so far behind, right? And so it's like,
and whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Is it, I don't know, the mothers who end up leaning on that same government assistance that I was talking about before? Or who take up these government jobs and said absolutely nothing, while the manufacturing jobs, which, used to be able to sustain a family in, the 70s and 80s, as they got pushed away? Whose fault is that? And let's not forget what inflation does. That's one of the craziest things that these assholes be talking about, because they're like, oh yeah, well, he got $100 million contract. That's generational wealth. When these same athletes be broke in a matter of months after their last NBA check. What are you talking about? Inflation and how and budgeting and how you spend money matters. So to sit here, once again, so far removed from that unpaid labor and that this bitch is bitching about, then what the, yo, cut it out. This is such a childish conversation, and it's one of the reasons why I rarely have it.
How do you bring forth people? Exactly. And so it's like, if you do the no tax thing for people that are already, say, struggling and aren't really paying taxes in the first place, it doesn't really, exactly.
They may want those checks like they got during COVID.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ, I can't, stand listening to two women talk, because you can stop them every 3 seconds when they say something that just makes absolutely, completely no sense. But either ways, so boys, with that being said, she on a chunky side, but I mean, this is my check right here. But I completely get you. I'm with you. If the other one became a check for you, it's just not for me, but so much. But yeah. Once again, I find it semi-attractive, and this video's kind of been making the rounds. And at what point do we all just realize, hey, wait, it's women talking, let's take it with a grain of salt. It does not need to be taken that seriously at all, because she's thought about it, but she's thought about it in like 1-2 degrees. She has not given it a full 360 degree, a thought filter like a man would. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments. All the internet stuff. If you like it, so like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day. And share and comment in the section. Which one would you rather bang? And how fucking stupid is this reparations conversation? Wasn't Barack Obama supposed to be the signifier that, hey, we shall overcome? It's we have overcome. Right? Damn it. These new Americans piss me off. But hey, you may feel differently. That's what my comment section's for. Until the next one.